Ow. Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hyoka empath, and I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's kind of a weird day. I woke up in a kind of a weird headspace. Then I got my little daily, my little natal aspects. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not just me. Sometimes I get, into my feelings. I get into my ego when I wake up right in the morning. I'll have a dream or something. Something happens. If I don't wake up completely anchored in my soul sack in the right way, then, I'll get hurt. I'll start out hurt. And that ain't a way to start your day out. No, you want to start your day out in gratitude. So sometimes I got to remind myself, okay, March, what are you heard about? No? Okay, why do you not focus on that vibrational frequency and start thinking about all the things that you're grateful for? Your health, mom's health, all the dogs' health, cat's health. That the weather's been temperate, mild. It hasn't been too hot, Things are okay. You got food in the fridge. You got fans that blow the air around. Everybody has everything they need. They have the stuff that they want. I used to wake up and just have to boom, my head would fill instantly with all the things I had to do. All the things to mark off my list. I still have those things that they just don't take as big as a priority as they once did. I started off when I got monkey mind like that. What I learned to do is just distract myself while I'm doing my morning responsibilities. When I'm, feeding the dog, when I'm getting up, when I'm doing my automated stuff. I listen to stuff to distract me. And I was listening to Anastasia, Cosmic Astrologer. Is that what? I just looked it up. Yeah, Anastasia, Cosmic Astrologer. And she uploaded a talk last night. Recently. Time is so weird. Like, on this, I got my Mac I do my videos on with the OBS software and all that crap. And then I look at my phone for notes and stuff like that. And on my phone, it's 9:35. And it's an Apple device. It's old. Well, it's a new old Apple device. It's a new version of an old, anyway, old 6S. That's the last model I liked. So, they're all just, after that, the same version of crap. Anyway, on this clock, it's 9:35, but on my Mac, so on my phone device, it's 9:35, but on my Mac, it's 9:53. So I have a hard time with like setting up, what time I'm going to start these talks, because I'm like, well, whose clock is it going by? You can't even say by Apple, because they're both Apple devices, but the freaking time is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes apart, almost 20 minutes apart. Yeah, 35 to 55, almost 20 minutes apart. I mean, so why do they still sell clocks, and why do they still even use timepieces and stuff like that? That is such a huge discrepancy. And then it makes you wonder all the other discrepancies in the world. Some girl I know posted something about the guy that worked, the CDC guy, said something about something. The CDC guy. Where's that article? The director, Robert Redfield, said something about something. And I was looking at the guy. I found this article, and I'll go ahead and put this link to this article. It's from the Washington Post, and they all sign, somebody's always serving a higher purpose, okay? So they're all just doing their job. So they're going to say what they want their bosses to say and all this stuff. Everybody has a boss. So, I found this article from a couple years ago that I just put it in the link. I don't know. I don't think I can put it in the stream, because I think that I've done that before and I got my proverbial wiener smacked for that. Anyway, this article is from a couple years ago, April 30th, 2018, and it's titled CDC Director asks that his $375,000 salary be cut after questions are raised. Well, what my thing is when people get these positions, why do they even need to make that much money anyway? When the people that most people like live on, the majority of the people in this country, I don't know who they think they're freaking vying for. I don't know who they think that they're serving. I honestly don't. Because the majority of the people, most of the people in this country make less than like $80,000 a year. The single people, most of the people in this country make that little. So when you have people that pay themselves that much money to tell people no, you're not worth $2,000 a month in any kind of aid or assistance. No, you're not worth that. When people, millionaires, are telling people what they don't deserve, I got a problem with that. I'm a Hail empath, so I live to speak out against things that I got a problem with, you know, because these people are not qualified. And if you go read that article and then go look at it, you know, and he used to work for a university before he made $375,000. See, he worked in a university, and in that university he made, where was that? I took screenshots. You got to see what else his history was from. He also, you know, was into pharmaceuticals, the pharmaceutical business back in the whole AIDS scaredemic. The scaredemic of the AIDS. That's another freaking bullshit thing that was made in the lab. It's just all shit, man. They think they're smart, and they think that they're, yeah, here. The 66-year-old Redfield, a former Army research and leading AIDS clinician and professor of medicine at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. He is well respected for his clinical work, but has no experience running a government public health agency. And he's the guy that became, you know, the boss of the CDC. So it doesn't matter who you are. It's who you know. It's what kind of dirt you have on them. It's, you know, it's all that shit. So it doesn't matter if you're a good person in this world. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. If you just learn to accept what you have and be good with what you got, because if the egomaniacal, you get on their radar, then you ain't going to get shit because they don't want you to. Unless your friends endorse you and support you, but that doesn't really happen for Heyoka. People like me, no, people like to watch us dance and suffer and not help us. They like to not help us. My brother touts about that. He thinks it's so funny how people, it's like so weird, Marge. Nobody has really helped you much in life. And I'm like, yeah, asshole. Isn't it funny how everybody has fucking helped you because you're a good looking guy? And I'm just like this fucking gay dyke weird girl, you know? But everybody's created equal, right? Everyone's created equal, right? Nobody's created equal. Nobody is equal on this planet. Well, that's what the control freaks think. That's what the control frequencies have designed this planet to be, is the fact that they believe that there's a hierarchical position, that they are the top and everyone else is shit, and that's how we get treated. So this Redfield guy, what else did he do? So how much did he make at the University of Maryland? He has also divested stock holdings in 2 private biotechnology companies and is reclusing himself from participating in matters involving the University of Maryland and 7 organizations. Oh, because he had to sign an ethics agreement. Because he doesn't know how to... See, these people don't know how to be ethical of and by themselves. They don't. There's no place in ethics. His university compensation for the 15-month period from 2007 through this March was $757,100 plus a $70,000 bonus, according to his financial disclosure. Who the fuck needs to make that much money when money isn't even real? Money is a made-up concept. You know, there used to be a time where people would exchange goods and services based on, okay, you know, I need this, can you help me do this? Yeah, I'll do that for you. And then when I need something, and then that, you know, it's barter and all that stuff. You know, you exchange like fruit and vegetables for, you know, we're going back to that day because the bureaucrats have just made so many rules that they don't, and they never follow the rules. So they're up here above the rules. They don't have to follow any rules. They don't have any laws. They don't have any regulations. Look. Because they're just doing their job. And they've always hidden behind that. So, you know, so what if there's a vibrational frequency of truth? So what? It doesn't matter. Because when you have enough money, you can make this world and set up the stage however you want. However, there's astrology and there's karma, and people are waking up to their DNA going, I can't live this way anymore. The cool thing about Anastasia's astrology is she reminded me, you know, we get our path in life, and astrology explains our path. That's why I'm such an advocate of astrology. I just want people to get in their charts and their stars and their, you know, see how you align. And she reminded me how I have Chiron and Aries in my 10th house, man. Now, she does a talk I also listened to this morning about Chiron and Aries and on her perspective and take on things and how she perceives it. And I just made a couple of notes. And if you have Chiron anywhere in Aries in your chart, look back into your past, into your history, and see if you have anything like this. See, Chiron and Aries is the story of Chiron in like Greek mythology, you know. So if you have these in your charts, chances are you have the same storyline that happened in Chiron. And because I have Chiron and Aries in my 10th house, I have these similar aspects, and then I give my interpretation on how they play out. Well, according to his story, both parents rejected him from birth. So if you know, you or anyone that you know that is just like always been the oddball, like they just didn't, not everybody is liked in their family, man. So for people that are just like all close-knit tight family and shit like that, good for fucking you. Ain't everybody like that. Actually, most people ain't. And chances are, if you look at your shit ain't real either. Everyone, the missionaries across the street, they have to tell me because she brings me treats and like they talk, you know, holidays and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about holidays. I've been around plenty of people around holidays. They don't give a shit about each other the rest of the time of year. But you come on, you know, you're gonna stuff your face and do all that, you know, act like you care that one day, right? And she's like, oh, well, we're one of those. We're from a good family. We're from one of those good family. I'm like, yeah, I've seen your son-in-law. He's about 300 pounds. Yeah. Let me ask him about your good family. Because when people eat their feelings like that, it's not bad at goodness. I assure you that. So, both parents rejected at birth. I was rejected at birth. My mom had a partial hysterectomy because that's what the fucking nutjob, idiot, asshole doctors determined was a good idea back in 1974. See, because if you take one of their ovaries, then it makes them crazy, and then you can perpetuate that whole idea of hormones because there's an imbalance in them that you fucking medically created, you idiots. It's fucking mad crazy science, and we've been paying them forever to do it. Now it's just out of control. And there's going to be hell to pay, and I don't really fucking feel bad for them. So, and Dad wasn't around because I found out 2 years ago, back in the midst of my Chiron return, I found out I was a bastard at 42 years old. Mom had her DNA test done. Brother had it done. That's when we found out Native American. I'm like, holy shit, I am a Heyoka. They also just distribute other documents out, like divorce records and stuff like that. The story never added up with because I always asked the questions and people always lied to me, and I'm just like, why don't anybody ever want to tell me the account of my life? It's my life. Because people don't want to be responsibility for their actions. And see, what happened is evidently my parents were divorced in 1972. I was born in 1974. Nobody ever told me that. So I don't even know if my encounter of my incarnation is a positive or a taking kind. Because my dad is kind of a taking asshole. See, he was the baby of the family. Youngest of 3, old Gregor. Just good looking, could do no wrong, mama's boy. Just totally lived from ego. Then he had a head injury, so then it wasn't his fault. took off all the responsibility, you know. So the fact is the astrology lines up and it shows us how things can impact our life. When that alignment happened, it was like, you're gonna get a secret revealed. Boom. That was my secret revealed. These planetary alignments are happening for the whole fucking country. Because that, for me, was right after the eclipse. So I was getting a personal revelation in a big, impactful way. And now that was preemptive to the rest of the nation 3 years forward at getting the great eclipse across the land. That is significant in getting people to wake the fuck up. And 3 years later, are people waking the fuck up yet? I mean, governments that are trafficking, human sex trafficking, our governments? Really? And all of our police? Because if any of it happens, they all got to know about it. Because if they didn't know about it, well, then they're not doing their job, and we need a big turnover. Because if the fucking constables on control can't fucking cover up the perverts in the, in the White House, past and present, I sure as fuck ain't gonna trust them to keep anything out, the rats out in the future. Right? 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 So, both parents rejected me. Yes, I was rejected as a baby. I wasn't held for the first 3 days of my life by my mother. My father didn't show up for like the weekend. I think he popped down from Atascadero, Santa Barbara. I don't know. He hated her, so why did he want to see something that came out of me, that looked like her? So, another significant, Chiron is a centaur. Chiron is a centaur, half animal, and I identify to animals. Birds, dogs, it don't matter. Snakes, lizards, it don't matter. I'm like Marge, like Dr. Doodle. I just all about the animals. Half animal, and a centaur is half animal and half male. Well, everybody's half animal and half male. Everybody has, we're all animal, everybody is half female and half male energy. They just allow one part of their energy field to dominate over the other. And they let one be a doormat for some reason or other. I do this stuff myself. That's why I talk about this. Everything I say, I know about, because this is the way I behave in my spiritual experience, my spirit having a human experience. So I thought that was interesting that Chiron is a centaur. So maybe that means, you got Aries and Chiron, you like animals a lot, I don't know. Maybe you're good with your hands. Maybe you're mechanically inclined. Maybe you're a good provider. Maybe it means those things too. Let's see. They got to do. Oh, and Chiron was an archer too. I'm an archer. I'm good at hitting targets with whatever. I just like physics and stuff like that. I like hitting a target is like figuring stuff out to me. It's like a puzzle to me. So, all right, moving on from Chiron. Just get in your chart. See what things are about. I looked at Mom's chart this morning in her birth chart, and I do it every now and again, because when she's going through these hard periods, it just makes it easier if I understand where she's coming from, and then I can know if I need to give her some space or if I need to give her a little extra love. And she's got like freaking 4 placements in Sagittarius, man. It's like Sun rising, Moon in Cancer. I'm like, oh my god. Wow. Man. So, I wonder if Mom has Chiron in Aries, because she was freaking put up for adoption. She's got to have it someplace. So she was talking about the Chiron's return, and happening around 42 years old, and that is when my Chiron return started. That's when, like, and she said that there's like 3 ways that can come out. Like, the midlife crisis, where you have the dude that leaves his wife, his family, moves across the country, blows up his life. That's kind of what I did. I thought I planned good, but I mean, some things you can plan for everything, but if universe comes up and says, no, you got to learn a lesson in this, so here's some things that you didn't plan for. How often does that happen? You know, even the best planners, you think you got it, all the bases covered, and nope. That's why I never try to get too big for my britches and recognize, oh, I know everything. People freaking say I'm a know-it-all. Oh, I just can't even stand them. I don't even want to deal with those people. Know-it-all. I hate that. No, I don't know it all. I know very little. This is why I do these videos, because I'm trying to make freaking connections with people that know shit. And I spend all my days trying to investigate stuff and figure stuff out, because you can't get an accurate view from any kind of media source. So I try to make connections here. So if you're in the East Coast, are you experiencing things from the hurricane, or is it just kind of like the rest of it, you know? I want to know what's going on in the world. There's a guy I listened to a quick talk of his this morning, John Levi. One word. He talks about the time resets in the old architecture, and he brings up a lot of very good points. How come all this marvel architecture, we ain't never been done nothing like that in this day? No, they just keep, they're all the architects of this generation. I could tell by freaking going to Seattle when I did a couple years ago. I'm like, what, all these people watch fucking Star Wars with their influence with the crystals and stuff? Everything's all out of glass. And why would you make everything out of glass right next to the ocean where there's like a tsunami? Where there's, really? That is just a nightmare death trap waiting to fucking happen. You put glass everywhere, there's an earthquake, and then... But it looks nice? Are people figuring it out? People that are coming into their spirit, are you fucking figuring it out that all this bells and whistles and accessory shit, it doesn't matter? Nothing. You can't... I don't know if people are going to figure it out or not. I really don't. I looked in the news. I peeked on the news this morning just to see if the world erupted last night, because I think that's when it was going to start. I thought there was going to be major shakeups, and I'm not always right. Oh, right on. Wonder Girl Astrology put out a talk. I like her. Something to look forward to. It's Saturday into Sunday. I have to mention something. Ricky Gervais. I love that man. I will meet him one day. If both of our timelines don't end, I will one day meet that dude. I would. I have so much appreciation. I have tracked that, and I never watched The Office either version, but I started tracking. I watched Ghost Story. I think I own it. Ghost Story. Or Ghost Town, a movie that he did, and it's about seeing spirits and stuff like that. And then I watched him in Derek, and fell more enamored with him and all of his choices and casts and all that. And then he did Afterlife. Now that guy, see, he don't get nominated because he busts out the pedos and the creeps. He's a Heyoka too. He likes to keep things balanced, and he loves music. He likes his pints. He loves his booze. I do too, but he has more self-control and reason to stop. I oftentimes don't feel like I do. So I can't. He was not even nominated for an Emmy. And so, I quit watching the Emmys, but I would at least check to see who was nominated. And when you see that the stuff that is over the stuff that isn't, I got no use for you anymore. It's like the turnover, it is turned over, flipped over. It has been in so many hands, these ideologies and these organizations, the Grammys, they're all done, they're all over. They've all been played out. So the world is ready for so much new stuff. So I'm ready. I got a Heyoka Award. And if I were to give a Heyoka Award, I give it to you, Rick Gervais, because you are a well-rounded, balanced man. and you're masculine and you're feminine, and you are fortunate enough to find a counterpart for you, Jane, she writes books, they complement each other so well that they spark creativity and then share that with the world. And that's what all I ever wanted to do. I'm doing it solo right now. I'm ready for to be in a relationship and to be a part of all of those in a well-rounded relationship, one that's balanced, not where one person is putting in so much and this one kind of throws you a little fucking crumb every now and again and tells you, you ask for too much and shit like that and all that stuff. And one that you recognize as to be a reflection of the person who you are, not a person that is going to add anything else to you, take anything else away from you, but just mirror the best parts of you, but still be kind and loving to help you work on the shadow aspects of you without being ridiculing and demeaning and stuff like that. And up until now, all I can do is imagine what that's like. But I do get that in examples of other people, because I see other people with very good, healthy relationships that are balanced, and they are today. And maybe they might not stay balanced. Maybe they might have not always been balanced, but for, now, and sometimes relationships in past, they were good. But sometimes mostly people's relationships are none of my business, but it's just like, is that how I want to live my life or not? Because like famous people, how many years of fucking the Smiths have been jaded, whatever, they've been saying, no, our fucking shit is solid, our marriage is intact, and then, after all this, then they're like, oh, except for these times, and like, that senator lady, she needs to fucking retire. We need maximum term limits. Just go, dude. It's hard to watch, man. It's hard. It's like watching the Dark fucking Crystal and all these. It's like, go home, get some rest, and let the younger, brighter minds come up with some better shit to do. Because you people, you just create more offices and organization. Actually, we don't even live in cities. We live in a municipality. So we're living in the dissolving of the municipality. See, towns are just created to take your money to do what they will. Well, the control freaks got a little bit out of control, and they just need to be dialed in a little bit. And for a lot of people, that's going to be not easy to handle, because so many people, I think about all the scoundrels and the scumbags that have made this country and then, this world, the shit show that it is. Because of your lack of ideas, because of your lack of I can't say it. Lack of creativity. You don't got no smarts. You can't, you took all the school programs away, you took all the art, you took all the music, and then you just made, you made people read the books that you wanted them to read so that everybody would think the same stuff all the time, and then you made them all play the same sports, and then made them believe in team and this, and then you started interjecting once of community, you started interjecting the idea of opposition, of the verses, and then the friendly competing, the home team versus away and all that turned into us versus them. And then who gets to, is that me and everybody outside? Is that me and my neighbor? Is that me and my city? Is that me and my country? Is that me and my, who decides who gets to say who the threat is? See what I'm saying? Never believe people what they tell you at face value. Don't believe me. Don't ever believe anything. I don't want people to believe me just because I say these things. I want you to go look for yourself to find out this stuff. You can see how much these government people, bureaucrats, pay themselves. I got to screen grab my brother. I was like, oh, you should be making 6 figures now, right? He's like, no, he always downplays stuff. And I should know right there. He did, because everything up until about 4 or 5 in 2014, 2015, everything was open and transparent. And then all of a sudden, oh, you can't talk about how much, it's rude, you can't talk about how much you make. It's because they started paying themselves so much. But like us people that fell through the cracks, we started getting less and less. And people like my mom, lives on less. There's a lot of us live on less than $1,000 a month, but we just live together. Communal living. That's the reason why freaking, big families all live under the same roof. It's freaking cheaper, man. I don't know why I used to chase that. I used to have a big old house over 2,000 square feet, just me, mom, had a roommate. That didn't work out. She's freaking wackadoo. Because, people always surprise me with the no vibe shit that they do. She had a whole other secret double life. So, I learned years ago. Years. I was a little girl when I started seeing how people had double lives. All these people live in that Ruth chick, I had cancer for 4 months before I told anybody. You should have fucking retired 10 fucking years ago. Why do people live lives that they have to lie about? If you have to lie about the life in which you are living, maybe you shouldn't be living that fucking life, huh? But no. Oh, I got it. I can't tell my wife I got this mistress because she'll be mad. She'll be mad. That's like how people talk and stuff. Oh yeah, my wife does it. She don't blow me, so I got to go get it over here. But it's okay if it's in the bathroom at a park and if it's a dude, right? It's all that. That's the reality of the world. How many women are freaking find out, that their freaking dudes go off on their TDYs and stuff like that, and they ain't getting cheated on by no woman. But they're all your husbands and uncles and dads, and you can't talk like my dad about that. Dude, it's all your dads that make up this freaking pervertin that has created this society on their watch. If any of it happens, all of it happens. If any of it, dude, they're all pervy scurvies. They're all creepy pervertins. Hollywood has been known for its just treating people like filthy, nasty, dirty holes. Dirty holes. You want to get anywhere? Get on your knees, bitch. How many producers have said those words? You think you're going to work in this town? All that shit. It's all coming out. So I hope folks people don't have heroes. I quit having heroes a long time ago, man. I just got tired of getting disappointed. People that I liked, I respected. Really? They're doing what to kids? You want to know the reality of why these scumbags do it? And they do it, and and then they just keep getting older. It's because they're tiny, small, gross men. And the tinier the person, it's just another hole in them. They're fucking disgusting. They have no regard for human life. But hey, they just go around paying themselves billions for telling people they care so much. I can't even believe that dude is... I hope the last president is true. I hope it's true. I hope it's true. I believe it's true. We'll find out here in just a couple soon. Because you know what? It doesn't matter. Because they already did it. I talked about this a couple years ago. Because all you have to do is you could have a pool of truth. And then all you have to do is somebody has to just throw a little freaking interjection in there just to get people to go, oh, but here's where the system's flawed. And if the system's flawed, then a little bit, then it's think about the floodgates that are coming behind that. See, so because all the problems with the elections, that's why I never bought into the elections. It's all a reindeer game, and it's all about money, and it's all about power, and it's all about control, and I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. So where is the world for the people like me? They just want to live their lives and do creative things. Just think of ways to make life easier, more comfortable, and more enjoyable for not just myself, for everybody around me. Where life can be more enjoyable, more of a party, more of a fiesta all the time. You know what's cool that I'm seeing? All the graffiti. I talked about that in the last couple of years too. Why can't people just spray paint and make murals and beautiful art? And then And then when that wears down, it gets worn off, then let somebody else come in and do it, you know? Freedom shouldn't be more than an idea and a concept or a novelty. Freedom to choose? What kind of bullshit is that? You know what I think is fucked up? That dude that senator just died. See, to me, I don't see color, I see vibe. And you want to talk like white is the absence of shade, of color, of spectrum. Black is all. So that black senator, right? How many fucking people have died in the last 6 months that couldn't celebrate the life of their families? So as far as I'm concerned, that senator, just another white rich dude that died to me. Just another person that freaking the rules don't apply to. All those people celebrating your life, sitting right next to each other with their stupid masks on, while so many people were told, no, you can't gather. No, you can't get married. No, you can't do this, but if you're rich, you can. And money ain't even real. So where's the power? Where does the power lie, people? Does the power lie within you? Does the power lie within me? Who gets to designate who as any kind of authority? Because of what? Any cop that shows up on my doorstep, I'm like, I give them an inspection of there, and then I tell them about where I'm from. And they're like, oh shit, she's not an idiot. See, because that's what they do. Because bullies, they're bullies. And they put themselves in the position to bully people. Most of them do. And yeah, the good cops, oh, my dad's a good cop. Well, your dad knows about the bully cops, and if your dad does nothing to stand up against the bully cop, and the bully cop was made to run so rapid, then your dad's a fucking little bitch who just let shit happen. That's the way I see it, but I'm Heyoka. I don't see things the same way usually people do. Other people do. I can always understand where everybody's coming from. But there's always a higher perspective. Even my perspective that I see, there's a higher perspective that I see. I'm looking for those people. I'm looking for those people to say, listen, eager little turbo, cool your jets there, Marjo. Look at the bigger picture, you know. And it's like, okay, my ego. There go my ego. There go my ego. When I start thinking I'm right, and I start getting all indignant and self-righteous, and there go my ego, you know? And if I'm coming to these realizations, I know that I am not the only one that is waking up to these things and these belief systems. I've been running my mouth too long. So, anyway, barter. And I don't like that taking it out and trade stuff either, because that puts women in a bad place. That shit, that's another part of the seedy, nasty dirt. Because my mom was I was like, Mom, did you ever have to do that stuff? Because I know women had to do that stuff. They couldn't afford to fix their car, but a dude would be like, I'll replace that starter. It takes all 30 minutes. But he sets the price a little too high and she can't afford. So she's got to take it and do it in other ways because she's a single mom and she's got to get her kids to school and get to work and all this stuff. It's all that stuff. It's 500 years of that controlled, nasty, seedy, gross, freaking misogynistic, patriarchal bullshit that is all freaking turning over. And we have an opportunity to do it in a more peaceful way so the earth doesn't have to freaking, collapse and do the civilization reset like it's my ancestors have talked about. They think there's 5 time resets that they've had, that they have history of, but they're all the same. Once, we get to a point, the egos get it too much. I'm started watching the Umbrella Academy or whatever that is. I'm just a couple into it, but either things are going to grow for the better or they're going to go down for the demise of us all. So people got to keep looking towards the light, man. I know it's hard, dude. Some days I don't want to anymore. Some days I think about what it would be like if I could just go out and do whatever I wanted without any responsibilities, without any ties to any family, any nothing. Just go and be. Then I remember that I had that, and you know, these are just little cravings I get. But the big picture is there's a big picture, and I can't live this life just for me, because the stuff that I do, living for me, I can't live with that karma. I can't live with that guilt that I impose upon my own self. I don't need other people to make me feel guilty about shit, because people don't feel guilty. You know, they use it to make me feel bad, yeah, you know, because it's fun to make me feel bad. I don't know why it's fun to make me feel bad. People really sure do like to make me try and make me feel bad. I know I am only autonomously responsible for the way I feel, but people really do try, man. It's just kind of a bummer, but it's a weird day. I wasn't even going to do a talk this morning because I just knew I didn't feel really up to it, but this is all about consistency for me. This is a daily discipline that I do, so this is more about me than anything else at all. Because once I start doing this, once I start getting busy and I fill my days with more stuff, then I start doing this less. Then that's, you know, because of that. But I don't got enough going on right now that I can justify, oh, I don't want to. Because if I start doing that, then other stuff starts slipping, and I don't want that to happen. So that's about all I got for now. Hope you all have a rad day. Peace.